It is May 29th or 8th, I can't remember, but it's a Wednesday. I think it's 29th, May 29th, Wednesday, and wanted to do an update on how things are going with Reforge and kind of the whole process of becoming a little more technical and becoming a better product manager. What have I been working on? I've been working on the NPS analysis for our spring 2019 cohort, which means I am compiling all the information from our surveys that we had participants take at the end of the program and conducting an analysis on it. So basically, we have the surveys, we are able to match it back to the participant's ID, and from there we can kind of see things like, were they remote, were they local, based in San Francisco. We can look at their NPS score, like how they rated us and what they thought about the program specifically. And we can look at whether they had, whether they requested vouchers. We can look at whether they came from Andrew Chen's list or Brian's list. We can look at whether they, what links they used to get to the application page. All this sort of info, and I'm working on compiling it together. Nothing too difficult. A lot of it's just like working in Excel and using Excel formulas, a lot of which I don't know, and so it's good to have that practice, as well as having the practice to work through the data and see, where I'm missing things and why I'm missing things. So for example, I was trying to do a query to load up the company size for each participant who applied. For each application, I wanted to look at the company size and then tie that back to the people who filled out a survey. And in doing so, I found that I was missing a lot of company sizes. And what I realized was that I was looking at the wrong data. I was pulling the wrong applications, and so it was I had very incomplete information. And you really only see that once you are digging deeper into the spreadsheet and see like, oh, this is missing, and I wonder why. You have to work backwards. Was it something wrong with the formula? Are you referencing the wrong column? Or is it something deeper and you're actually, the original data that you pulled was incorrect? So getting those reps in to learn that has been really good. I started to dig a little bit more into SQL and understanding the syntax. And I think that for the month of June, I'm just going to focus on that versus trying to hop around and learn different other things like learning GitHub and stuff like that. Just because a few things. There's an immediate benefit to being able to write my own SQL queries that I know is coming up in the fall 2019 applications. I'll have to be responsible for more of the database stuff. I'll have to be able to structure queries in the database better. So there's a very immediate need, and plus with Metabase, what is good is that I have a very good sandbox to practice the skills and to notice right away, to get quick feedback on whether I'm doing it right or wrong without breaking anything. So that's really nice, and I think that's really important for my education and like kind of the way I learn, right? Like I need to see where things go wrong, and I need to identify those things right away. Otherwise, I find I just get stuck in a hole, and I'd rather not do that. So those are a couple things. Did an interview yesterday of a marketer, which went okay. Waiting to hear back from Brian on whether we'll be moving forward on that. And what was interesting about that interview is that I'm doing a lot of the duties of that role right now, and some of the requirements of that role, things like having a strong knowledge of domain/IP reputation, understanding how to diagnose and fix deliverability issues, are things that I definitely don't have formal training on, but I kind of do it ad hoc, or Brian does it ad hoc, and I don't think it's that difficult. It's just understanding what the steps are and going through it a few times. So I think it would be good to flesh out those skills and make them more concrete and more defined, because I have like a abstract concept of how to approach solving those issues, but like I couldn't tell you steps 1 through 5. Like this is how you do it each time. And anyways, that has been seeing those duties spelled out a little more specifically has been kind of helpful as I think about my own career trajectory and what I need to do to make myself a more desirable candidate in the future. So that's the update from Reforge and work and what I've been working on. And now we are back home from dropping off Oliver. See you later.